Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Lost Odyssey. I'm the Mysterious JG. I am really enjoying this playthrough in a weird way. Well, every time I sit down to play the game, I'm in a good mood. And by the time I'm done, I'm invariably seem to be in a bad mood. But I think I'm enjoying the fact that this game is eliciting more emotional response from me than expected. It's also getting fewer views than anything else I'm currently doing. I am into like Lennis 2 levels of views here. Although I don't know for a fact that anyone is unsubscribed to my channel because of this series, which I do know for a fact happened in Lennis 2. That being said, we are at 4 party members for the first time. And what is going on with my sound? You probably have sound. I do not right now. Give me a moment to sort this one out. I do not know why. Oh, I know why I don't have sound. Okay. I have sound now. You had sound throughout. I have it now. And my acquisition of sound has not decreased your level of sound. Sound is like Jesus' love. There's enough for all of us. Meanwhile, I am getting... who am I getting a text from right now? You are from Charity Navigator. Thank you very much for your thoughts and charities. Yes, anyway, all right. A pro would probably start this video over, but not only am I going to lead by talking about how not enough people are watching this, I'm going to keep in the stuff that prevent anyone from getting into it. We've got 4 party members at long last. And I'm going to let you guys in a little secret off screen. I leveled Cook up to catch up with the rest of the party and even got 1 level farther than the game probably wanted me to be right now. Because getting from level 19 to level 20 takes a lot of fights, but it's not like... There's going to come a point where you get like 1 experience point for battle, and I'm not there yet. Or at least I wasn't there at level 19. So we are going to travel to the next location to see the story scenes. And then I'm going to load the game, and we're going to go back to Numara, because I think I missed 1 or 2 things that might have involved some scenes, and one of them is a memory. But I wanted to, between sessions, actually get a few fights in to level up the party to where they'll be able to handle the next bit of adventuring. And that involved seeing this scene off screen. And I do not know what is in this scene because I made a point of just like skipping past it, not watching it, so I could throw down a save to work off of. So here's the Crimson Forest, and they are making a lot of noise.
It really is crimson.
Hence the name. It makes sense. Cook's outfit is... She has quite a little princess witch outfit going there, doesn't she?
Well, I overheard in town that there's a reason this forest has been crimson for years.
Yeah, I think we actually did get the backstory on how there was like a terrible war here, and I guess hostile forces attacked Numara and not so much vice versa, but the big war that happened was here, and this place is now haunted with all the souls of dead warriors and stuff.
Isn't it just the color of autumn leaves? Although, it is incredibly intense.
Also, I'm tripping balls, man.
The reason the queen forbade entry was because the Crimson Forest is cursed, stained with blood.
Sounds cool.
It's also called the Forest of Sorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from the back she has this, I'm trying to think. I mean, it seemed like it was kind of this cool witch outfit. From the front, it's like, what are you wearing? What are the little short shorts with weird patterns on them and with the bow tied on the front of you? Like,
Blood?
Nice pose. I'm glad I waited till he completely stopped making it before continuing.
Oh, don't be a wimp.
Blood is good for you. You need blood.
It was 500 years ago, wasn't it?
Oh, Kaim, you're here. We didn't realize.
Huh?
Hey.
Oh, that.
I remember killing a lot of people here 500 years ago.
500 years ago, a country to the east invaded Numara.
It was called Chinaland. It was inhabited by those 2 little kids from the NES game about Chinaland that JG was trying to reference, and now I'm trying to remember. Is there even a... Was that even what it was called? There was like something or other Adventures in Chinaland, I thought. Like NES era stuff.
This forest is now crimson, the color of the blood from those who fell in that battle.
Or, as you pointed out, autumn leaves.
Who knows how many thousands of forgotten soldiers lie beneath the soil, staining this forest red for eternity.
I don't know. How many? Thoughts? And if you come all the way up to here, oh fudge. I just wanted to make sure we could actually get to the save slot. Oh yeah! Oh, JT's yawning. Oh, it's a weekday evening recording session here. Tentatively failed. I mean, there's like a piece of equipment that we can just... Yeah, there we go. He's got a good evade rate, I guess. There's like a skill that you can equip to always flee from battle, which makes that pretty trivial, but you kind of got to have it before you're ever able to flee from battle. All right. So we saw the... hold on. I want to check one thing. Portraitist of the Dead Dream. I don't think we've unlocked. No. So we're going to jump back to Numata and have everybody at level 20. And I guess there are one or two little things in town, including this Portraitist of a Dream that we can get. And then we will go into... we're not really going to be much better equipped. It'll just be... Cook will be, I guess, 4 whole levels more resilient, but everybody else is just one level stronger than they are, and it should make it a bit more approachable to fight our way through. The battles could be time-consuming, but were quite manageable when I was off-screening, but that was because I was willing to actually use black magic, which I try to avoid when saving up for a boss fight, but I think in this game I'm really just going to have to use my resources, because magic is pretty powerful in this game, and physical attacks kind of suck in this game so far. Like, Seth and Kaim together are not at all consistent in defeating, like, regular enemies, even when equipped with a ring that gives them critical damage against an enemy type. But if you have Jensen or Cook, when equipped with an item that gives her black magic, use the magic that an enemy is weak to, pretty much always getting a one-hit kill. Hey, jerk. I've been on this long patrol since this morning. My legs are starting to get real heavy, I tell you. Okay, so he's not acting like a jerk. The soldiers in this city are generally jerky boys. What's up, soldiers? But, what I've, it's weird, because they have babyface, uniforms that look like the soldiers of some high-minded republic which is being oppressed or attacked by an evil empire. But their dialogue suggests that they're jerks. So, cool. Let's Kaim go upstairs. Okay, I think we got the... I think I have level 3 of my magic Kilolan. Yes. Okay. Go through the port tomorrow, take the south exit to Canal Street, head for the bridge, walk along the north edge to obtain a Portrait of the Dead Dream. It's weird because I did get back as far as a shop so that I could buy the best gear for... It didn't really make much of a difference, but I tried to get the best gear available for Cook. But maybe I didn't get this far, because this is where I was supposedly going to get a dream. The little dream of Kaim. And we ran so far away. And we ran, we could not eat. Kaim recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. So, this will be fun. Dream has been revealed. I'm going to give this one a fair chance to be a fun dream. He must have experienced some joy if he's been walking the earth like 10,000 years. Portraitist of the Dead. See, this is a promising start for an upbeat story. She always has morning clothes with her. That way, she can begin a portrait as soon as a request comes in. And so it is today. Having slipped into her morning dress in the shed of the pier, she boards the downstream ferry. Her hands are full. One holds the case with her painting tools, and the other the garment bag for her morning dress. She has heard that a rich man lies dying in a town 20 kilometers downstream. See, this is probably going to be an upbeat story about how this woman helps people remember the good times with people that they loved. And it's going to be an upbeat story about how, life is impermanent, but no one really dies as long as people who loved them remember them. That's where this is going. Her name is Rosa. How did Rosa talk in my for Let's Play? It's a race against them, she says with a grim smile. I have to start as soon as possible before the fest changes. Changes how? Kaim asks. It's hard to say. There's a deepening strain to Rosa's smile. But I know it when I see it, when the person has gone from this side to the other side. Once they've gone over, I can't pet them. At least not in a way that will please the family. It just can't be done. Rosa is a professional portraitist of the dead. The custom of preserving death masks is now widely practiced in this area. Families too poor to hire an artist daub the face of the newly deceased with dye and preserve the loved one's deathbed as an expression on a cloth pressed against the dyed face. Some families make a death mask with plaster. Only the wealthiest families can afford to hire a professional like Rosa, so that lurking in the background of an individual's death there can be a variety of disputes. I've heard families quarreling over the inheritance behind my back, even as I sit there sketching the dead person. One widow presented my portrait of her husband to the court to prove he had been poisoned. Another time, some loan sharks waited until the moment the man died and charged right into the house. One husband tried to spit in his wife's face as soon as she gave up the ghost. Apparently, she had been unfaithful to him for years. Rosa tells her stories with utter detachment. She reveals no emotion at all. This, she says, is indispensable to becoming an outstanding portraitist of the dead. You have to open your sketches and get your brushes going with the bereaved the family members right there, overcome with grief. There's no way you can produce a good portrait if you become emotional or allow yourself to be swept up in the emotions of the other people in the house. Kaim responds with a silent nod. He knows what it is like not to care about what people are doing and saying. For example, he has no idea why this woman is talking to him about being a portraitist right now. His only connection with the woman is to have boarded the same boat and sat at the same table in the cafe on deck. Only a few minutes have passed since she started volunteering her stories, but that is all it has taken for Kaim to perceive the hint of nihilism lurking in her beautiful features. Oh, a beautiful nihilist. Hey, a nihilist is like a nymphomaniac, right? Is that what that means? The more respectable the artists despise painters like me. Why is that? Well, half of them accuse us of making our living from people's deaths. The other half look down on us for not being moved by what we do. I see their point. I mean, the emotions are what give rise to all the arts. Whether it's painting, sculpture, music, or literature. We don't have emotions like that. We are nothing but craftsmen. Rosa speaks without a hint of either self-mockery or pride. Her tone suggests that she is merely stating the obvious in an obvious way. I'm in a good mood. Kaim takes a sip of his rye whiskey, and Rosa drinks from her rose petal tea. He's getting liquored up. That's what it takes to have an interesting conversation or enjoyable conversation with Rosa. The boat makes its leisurely way downstream. The season is spring. The river is high with snowmelt, and whitewater birds have settled on its surface. See, that's the kind of detail that makes these stories emotionally land. Strange, Rosa says with a giggle.
When I first saw you, I thought you and I must be members of the same profession, which is why I took the initiative to speak to you.
Kaim gives her a strained smile. He knows nothing about painting, and he is fairly certain there is nothing about his appearance that would cause him to be mistaken for an artist. But she's going to see that he is immortal. Crap. No, I'm in a good mood. It could well be, however, that in his profile of this man drinking whiskey alone in the afternoon, Rose has recognized the hue of a nihilism like her own. Or then again, she might have perceived the shadow of the other side clinging fast at Kaim's back. Until a few days ago, Kaim was on a battlefield. There he witnessed the killing of many enemies and many allies, but he was unmoved by any of it. Such youthfulness has long since vanished from him. Though outwardly unchanged, Kaim has lived through several centuries. We knew that. I don't think you can get this far in the game without knowing that. Rosa says that she is in her mid-30s and in her 10th year since becoming a portraitist of the dead, which apparently puts her near the beginning of her career.
If you wouldn't mind, she adds, I have a few more things I'd like to discuss with you.
When Kaim nods silently in compliance, Rosa thanks him and gives him her first heartfelt smile of the day. She allows herself 2 per day. Portraitists of the dead are never present when the subject is dying. The very fact that such a profession has been called means the person's death is imminent, and so there is seen as a presence of ill omen and even defilement. A family member or friend who has been at the bedside dares to broach the subject quietly in another room. Don't you think it may be time to call a painter? The answer, whether too soon for that or I think you may be right, is delivered in guarded tones. Introduced to the family by the church, the portraitist never enters the house by the front door. Rather, he or she goes around to the back and is shown to a room where the sun cannot penetrate. There, the painter changes into mourning clothes and waits for the announcement of the death. Eventually, a quiet knock on the door is followed by a summons to appear, and the painter, dressed in mourning, sets off to work. Not all deaths occur at the end of a long lifetime, of course. All too often, the painter must depict the face of one who has died young of illness or accident. They may be even asked to paint their not yet fully developed breasts. The face that emerges in the artist's sketchbook radiates the delicate vivacity of one who has just crossed the border dividing life from death, one who is only moments before transited from this world to the other world. Other World was the name of the musical theme from Final Fantasy X. Plays when you fight Jack. It's pretty cool. Also, did that clown funeral guide? Was he painting Mac and Cook's mom, and we just didn't notice? I don't know. Well, this is a different country with different death clown customs. The work presented to the family is an oil painting done from the sketch. Rosa believes the sketch itself is a far more authentic portrait of the dead.
There's nothing quite like the atmosphere in a room where someone has just died. How to put it? It's as though the flow of time has stopped, or time itself has melted into the very air. The sobbing and the wailing sound, as if they might last forever. The only movement of time, and all this being the way the face of the dead person emerges, little by little, onto the blank page of this sketchbook.
She hands him her thick sketch pads. See, she says, showing him countless faces of the dead.
This is 2 years' worth.
Many of the faces are peaceful, but others are full of agony, and all without exception possess a mysterious presence. They differ unmistakably from faces in sleep. Neither, however, do they look dead. They seem as if they might open their eyes at any moment, or just as easily crumble into ash. They hover, men and women alike, on the very brink of death.
After the body has cooled, it's too late. It's also too late that the family has begun making its preparations for the funeral. The game is won or lost in those very few moments after the death itself. Did you know that most kidnappings must be solved in the first 48 hours, or they will never be found? Sorry. All we can do is start sketching as efficiently and expeditiously as possible.
With a painful smile, Rosa adds,
In the light of the family, though, that makes me a cold-hearted woman.
Kaim turns the pages of her sketchbook, saying nothing, completely disinterested. He would like to tell her that it is the same on the battlefield. There, no one has time to mourn the death of a soldier. If you're busy shedding tears instead of doing the next thing you have to do, you end up being one of those forced to travel to the other world. He would like to tell her that, but that would involve communicating with her, and in some way finding camaraderie or shared experience with another human. That's not Kaim's way. The final sketch in the book is unfinished. The face of a young girl. The general outlines of her hair and face are sketched in, nothing more. Kaim looks questioningly at Rosa.
My daughter,
She says softly. But why?
a portrait painter of the dead reaches full maturity in the profession when she is able to paint a member of her own family. Which only makes sense. I mean, as self-serving is it if you can be coldly objective towards the death of a stranger, but not towards a member of your own family.
Her daughter died 2 years ago. The girl's 3 short years of life brought to a sudden end by a bad flu that was making the rounds.
I was holding her hands until almost the end of the last moment she died, Rosa says. I was in tears, calling her name and pleading with her to come back to me and not to die.
And after the doctor looked at her with a shake of his drooping head, though, Rosa released her daughter's hands and opened her sketchbook. Wiping her tears, she picked up her pencil and tried to sketch her daughter's face.
But I couldn't do it. The tears came pouring out of me no matter how much I wiped them. I simply couldn't work.
Kaim turns his gaze on the unfinished sketch again. Some areas of the white paper were wavy, perhaps where Rosa's tears had fallen. What do you plan to do?
I must have more children, and then I can murder them and sketch them.
I'm in a good mood. I'm upbeat tonight. This game is not making me feel sad.
I guess I'm not qualified to be a portraitist of the dead,
She says with a smile, glancing down at the river.
But still, if I had chosen one work of art to leave behind, this would be it.
The boat gives a blast on its steam horn. Frightened, the birds on the river leap into the air in a great mass. Kaim closes his sketchbook and returns it to Rosa. He considers complimenting her on the excellence of the drawing, but chooses silence instead. Because he always does. Such praise he feels could be a sign of disrespect for her work, for Rosa herself, and for her dead daughter. Also, finding a reason to choose silence is always the correct answer for Kaim.
I didn't mean to bend your ear like this, she says. I'm sorry.
She stands and peers at Kaim once again.
Really, though, you look like a member of my profession.
Kaim gives her a strained smile and shakes his head.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that,
She responds with a strained smile of her own.
And you probably won't like me saying this either, but you really should engage more in the conversations you have with others. I am doing all of the heavy lifting. Please call me if you ever need a portraitist of the dead. Here is my cell phone number.
I won't need one, Kaim says. I have no family.
No family. Well then, when your own time comes.
With a little chuckle, Rosa leaves. Her right hand grasps the case with their painting supplies. Her left the garment bag with mourning clothes. Unfortunately, Kaim will never need her services. He will not, cannot, go to the other world just yet. On the long, long road of his life, how many deaths must he encounter? The steam horn blasts again. The boat gradually lowers its speed and edges towards the riverbank. The landing draws closer. When he leaves the boat, his journey will begin again. It will be a long journey. The next battlefield lies far beyond the mountains that tower in the distance. End. We could have finished that whole story without being told that the woman's daughter died. In which case, it really would be a story about somebody who's like, oh yeah, I bring comfort to the dead. I mean, it almost happened. All right, so we got the Portraitist of the Dead dream. I guess I'll throw down a save. There is something I think we are expected to do in town here. Excuse me, that I did not do. We're supposed to go to the White Square, and there's an old geezer lotto, we are told. But a very judgmental Split Infinity. I mean, judgmental about the fact this guy's old. There's an old geezer lotto with floating cube to be found here. Talk to him to obtain key cubic music score 1. Alright, so this is... I think the White Square was over here somewhere. There we go. All right, so we got to find old geezer with white cube. This would appear to be him. It's not white cube, it's just a cube. Floating cube, yeah. Hello, hello. Would you like to try playing this cube here? What? You don't know what cube music is? Wow, I can't believe it. It's so much fun, too. It's a special cube, you see. When you hit it, it makes the most beautiful sound. It's even better if you can create the right melody, because the cube will open up to reveal fabulous prizes. What? You need a cube music score to play. It's your first time, though, so I'll give you one to start out. Cube music score 1 obtained. Let's give it a shot. That's the spirit. Which song would you like to play? Cube music score 1. First steps. Difficulty 1 star. C, E, G, C. Alright, ready to play the song you chose? Let's do it wrong and see what happens. Get in formation, begin the performance. C, G, E, C. What? Oh. Okay, well, I guess the rest of my party members didn't get in the party. Oh, that was too bad. I want to try that same song again? Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I thought I put everyone in there. I hit cancel because I couldn't see any other way to get out. All right, whatever. C, E. I guess you're supposed to forget the order. C, E, G, C. C, E, G. Looking at the effect. Oh, you don't even strike them, so you don't have to worry about doing it out of order. Well, more cubes appeared than were actually here once it was time to do the song. Like, he just had one cube, and suddenly there was a bunch of cubes. What the fuck, man? This doesn't make sense. This game about floating musical cubes that have treasure inside doesn't make so much sense as I thought it did. Congratulations, that was a superb playing. To commemorate this fine performance, I'd like to give you this. Force obtained. See you later. Come play again soon, you hear? Want to give it a shot? No. Alright. I could do some shopping, yeah, whatever. Queen Ming used to come down here, yo, whatever. I'm trying to find the button that makes me run, but I found the button that makes me talk to everyone. Alright, well, we've done all of our Numara stuff. Thanks to that memory, it took a whole video. But we should be ready next time to actually properly do things and stuff. So I'm going to, between videos, just... You're missing a tiny... I'm just going to wander over to the actual dungeon we're supposed to be in, and we'll start there next time. Thanks for watching. And by dungeon, I mean forest. Thanks for watching.